Hello, folks, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. About to say Endless Legend. That is not this game. As always, I'm Falcon, your host. And last time, let's see, I have to remember where I'm supposed to go here. I think we go upstairs. Last time we completed the dungeon, old ruins place that the Leaden Key was apparently going to, and discovered that they are apparently responsible for the Hollowborn. They're activating these ancient devices that we don't really know what for sure they are, and it seems to be resulting in the Hollowborn. Precisely how this works, we're not sure, of course, but...
How fares your search?
Something I can tell you about the Leaden Key operations. Now, we're back here at Lady Webb. This is the person that wanted us to return to her and report everything that we discovered about the Leaden Key's activities. So the Angwatham Tower in Heritage Hill contains an ancient device that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, well, you better start thinking about it.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
Well, they're manipulating a group of Angwatham machines that span the entire country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn epidemic.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been.
Possibly.
The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Angwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame Animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against Animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time.
Probably.
I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
I want to discuss the Animancy hearings.
What of them?
Alice. What does there know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself.
I think our internet just went down. Good times. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself.
The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Wouldn't they allow guests to Dunred Road at the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation for whatever reason.
Sure. Just because you're the spy agency doesn't mean you shouldn't have a reputation for nosiness. Sure. Clearly.
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
Very well, so we need to go talk to our Dominel people. Be like, yo, we need into this place. And they'll be like, alright, fine, I suppose. We'll let you in. I'll be like, sweet, son. But first, we must get there. I'm really tempted to try and do a monk character at some point. Just try them out. Make one as like a companion character. For the made-up companions or whatever. Might be cool. Unfortunately, I kind of want to have the actual story characters and stuff. Let's see. Guess we need to go upstairs. Because the person we need to talk to is the head of Dominil, and he's upstairs, I think.
The Dominels are certainly no friends of mine, but I'm sure they don't want to see their city torn to pieces. I can't say the same of the dozens.
Well, unfortunately, the Dominils are friends of mine, though I really would have preferred to associate with somebody else, but...
Yes?
Oh, well. I need an invitation to the meeting. She'll have it. When you attend, I'm sure you'll keep House Dominil's interests at heart. Forgive me, but I have matters to attend to now. I trust you know the way out. Alright, so we've already done that. Now apparently we have to go right back to her and tell her that we have a meeting. This was apparently intended, or possibly intended, to be done prior to me getting in with one of those factions. At least storyline wise, it would probably make a little more sense. Okay, so we have that coming. Average reputation bonus, 15% experience. Well, let's hand this over to... Yeah, let's hand this to him. I think he's been stuck out of the group for the longest of all the people that I really care about, and as such he's going to be the lowest level, and I think he really needs the experience and stuff more than any of the others do. Alright, so let's run back in here for a second. Give me one moment. Yeah, the internet appears to have gone exploded, so I'll have to fix that after I finish this episode.
How fares your search?
I'm gonna do this for you. I think it's time you told me everything about Faust.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted. We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
He was using you the whole time.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder.
What, if he actually loves you or whatever? Well, the fact that he didn't come after you probably does say something.
I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith. What of them?
House Dominel's accepted me into their delegation.
Unlikely as it may seem, House Dominel is as much responsible for maintaining the peace as the Crucible Knights. The Duke understands this, and he will hear you out if they are with you. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the leaden key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
So you think, anyway. Alright, so let's get moving. Gotta get to first fires in the palace. We can progress the main storyline. Now, we don't really have a whole lot else to do at this particular point in time. As far as like side quests or anything, so there's certainly no reason not to progress the main story, so let's do it. I guess that's what colorblind mode does. It changes the colors. Now, I've heard, and this is actually a pretty good idea, I've heard a number of YouTubers actually turn on colorblind settings when they're recording, solely for the people who watch their videos. Those of them who may be colorblind, they turn them on so that it makes it a little easier for those people to watch things. And that's a really good idea. I don't think I'm going to do it, solely because maybe good for any of you who are watching that may be colorblind, but it doesn't work so well for me trying to play the game. It makes it more difficult for me, because like if we come to what's that graphics, come to colorblind mode, yeah. See, this blue color here instead of the normal green, it's too muted for me. It makes it really hard for me to see what's going on. It makes it really hard for me to be able to tell who I have selected as opposed to the green.
I'm ready.
Which is a little more easily noticeable. Because that like dark green of the unselected and the lighter green of the selected people, as opposed to the very light blue and still pretty light blue
I shall.
that colorblind mode does. This makes it really hard to see what's going on. Oh, on the balcony. Okay. So be it. That you would be attending, the balcony has been left open for you. Alright. So, Duke Avar Wolfgren. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominal, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for the liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
And at the back of the chamber sits the Duke, sprawled on his throne, worn down, but alert and feisty nonetheless.
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
Sense both pride and a mild sense of frustration in her words.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
Yeah, why am I not surprised that you're the dozens representative?
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
Work was sabotaged.
Our new delegate from House Dominel. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once, the attendees turn their faces toward you, a mishmash of judgment and incredulity. Only Duke, a wild-looking man with a scraggly beard, seems unfazed. I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Those who know me around here know me to be fair in judgment. Caveman Azo should be held innocent, held guilty. He isn't. This was a responsible scientist who was manipulated. Yes, he is. His ambitions exceeded his ethics. He is doing some things that are not exactly the greatest things in the world. Don't get me wrong on this. Not in the slightest. But, at the same time, he's trying to help. And while his means sometimes are questionable, frankly, these people are getting pretty desperate. And... desperate times do sometimes require some desperate measures. So, I'm gonna hold with that one.
These animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Yeah, the dozens.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens!
I've been to Heritage Hill since the quarantine. Though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not Animancy, but an ancient machine that caused it. And the Crucible Knights have blamed us here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Ter Nuneth.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Nuneth houses an Ingwatha machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Their presence doesn't prove cause. This testimony is not evidence. It is a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
I can. Crown begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Widewind's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. And Manazo's downfall was their work, as was the Tau and Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want animancy to fall. All muttering expands at a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Aer Glunfoth, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls. Near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
I only want to help. Unless you crazy, make one more smart comment. Earth invalids until your wound dies. For all I care, the rest of these people will hear the truth. Name your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expect better from a knight of the Crucible. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel unlocked. If, as the Duke says, no theory is more proof than any other, what is the harm in hearing one more? Quips cannot change the truth. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expect better from a knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
It's more likely that the gods are destroying Deerwood for a science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates animancy and wants it suppressed. Linky's very real. They're foreigners who hate Deerwood and want to see us suffer. Let's say a lord is cuckolded by his wife. If he tells you to stop, she'll only want her lover more, but if he spreads a rumor that her lover has just visited a brothel and inquired a pox on his loins, she'll end up on her own. They're very real. They want us foreigners. Let's say wish I had enough honesty to do that one. I like these top two. Well, they're all kind of funny, but this one's kind of funny. But I like the other one. I actually like these top two, so let's go with that one. Another guess. Throw her out on her ass, Your Grace. She's wasting our time. I've seen these machines with my own eyes, and they operate with mechanisms only someone with ancient knowledge would understand. No group of the Leaden Key traces back that far.
I don't know about all of this.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could. Or pull on House Dominal. I think this time we're better off pulling down on House Dominal.
It is very good to see House Dominal putting their considerable resources to use in solving this matter in which we all have a stake. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenberry Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious. What would you do if you were in my position?
Allow them to continue their work, explore questions we all wish we all understood. If they knew more, perhaps this wouldn't have averted. This could have been averted. Animancy should be studied. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. When too long a leash, should be restricted and controlled. Truth, I'm not completely confident Animancy doesn't have something to do with it. It's too dangerous. We're not meant to use it. We have proven why we are unworthy of it. It should be outlawed. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. Her face still, Punisher looks your way and subtly nods in approval.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
Okay, so what's he gonna say?
Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Who's this? Oh shit.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No, wait!
Stop this! At once!
Oh shit. That dude's the one who did it.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I'd welcome some rest.
The words "I shall end it for you" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Thalos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide, circular pit carved of stone. He dresses a woman, bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine and ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open and her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady, unbroken.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside, alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Thalos is gone. Adir leans in, his head upside down, your sight as he peers down at you from above. Hey, you're alive! He looks you over, frowning. Can you move? We shouldn't stick around here. When deer winds get stirred up, they like to start burning things. Off to one side, you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. I'm guessing this dude? He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb. She's the only... You must be told. Know what to do. Please, find her. Everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still. Okay then. We'll go out there, there's rioting in the streets. And to unlock Blackwood, you need the proper key. Okay. Well, we're going outside, we have to. So it doesn't matter if there's rioting in the streets or an all-out fucking war going on. We need to go out there. So... Oh, good. Justiciars. Commoners under the dozens control, no doubt. Stand down, we don't want to fight you. You pick your side. Yeah, well, you guys picked the side of stupidity, apparently, so... Since you all didn't stand a damn chance right there. Oh, well, we ain't going that way. Conscious mercenary. Seen him at the sanitarium. Get him! Wait, wait! I don't think they're gonna wait, dude. I think they're gonna murder you. Holy crap. Yeah, murder you is an understatement. I thought that Justiciar is just kind of chilling there. Looks like a memorial in flames. Well, we can't go that way either, apparently. Justiciar dead there. Temple down here on fire. These lot are in leagues with the Animancers. Take back our city. You guys are stupid. You are hugely outgunned by these. That is a remarkably intense fight going on there. Remarkably intense fight for not a whole lot of damage or death being caused. Okay. Oh. Animancer's boots. Put that in the inventory. Oh, well, there goes the the Animancer place. Got burned to the damn ground. Is Dominal safe? Well, it doesn't seem like it's on fire yet, but doesn't really look like it's in the greatest condition either. Dominal people. Why are they fighting with the Justiciars? Yeah, these guys are being constantly healed. That's not a fight that's meant to end. They're being continuously and constantly healed, so... Run before they see you! Dozens martyr who apparently doesn't want these guys to be killed.
Well met, friend.
I recognize you. You're the one who spoke at the hearing. What were you just doing? Got a few of the Animancers out of the building to the back. A lot of them didn't make it through, though. Aren't you with the dozens? I was. The things I heard at the hearing today, though, I had it all backwards. If I was good enough for the Duke, it was good enough for me. I don't care if an Animancer did kill him. It doesn't mean we gotta hold them all responsible. This isn't what we're supposed to be about. Get out of sight. Wait the scene out. Good luck, friend. Okay, so let's run in here real quick. We gotta go talk to the lady. Oh. Apparently this place came under attack too. Well, that's not good. I'll take all the money though. That's the thing that I'll do. I'll happily take monies. Don't care about that one. There's an awful lot of dead people for no enemies that I can see. Awful lot of dead people for no actual enemies in the building. You would think this amount of dead guards and soldiers and stuff that you would have tons of dead enemies or living enemies, you know, since apparently one would presume that the living enemies, that the enemies would be alive, since all of you are dead. Yeah, I'll just continue to take money. I'm okay with this. Elementary Glonfathen. I'll take that. For some reason I can't search this guy. There we go. Give me the money. I don't care about some history book. Oh, you don't look like you're doing so great. Fine dagger. Golden something or other, and a potion. And lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath the gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. Shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out for it. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls of the street outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the floor, the door opens beneath a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Thaos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. I was a fool to think I could tame these people. Came closer than most. Was she an agent of his this whole time? Fine.
No worse than any.
You're concentrating, focusing with all of your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over. But it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vague wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
Had time to practice. Huh. He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. Seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to you. You know this is how it has to be. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart. Prove it.
Prove it.
Now slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes. Simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Thaos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on.
known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the Leaden Key itself.
Well, to Twin Elms we must go, then. But, before that, we have some business back home, and we will be doing that next time. This is the end of this episode, folks, so thank you for watching. I, of course, have been Falcon, your host. I will see you next time. Take it easy. Have a good day. Your conversation hasn't changed. Oh, I hope flames. This happened in Defiant Space, so their conversation has changed. Yours apparently hasn't. In the expedition home, yeah, so some of your conversation has changed, but not all of it. Apparently we can't return to the city. Interesting. Let's come out here to the edge of the map, where the other travel point will be. And just for science sake, can't return to the city at all. The city is gone to us. Well, in that case, next episode, I'm not sure exactly where we'll go. We do need to come up here and do this. But besides that, I'm not entirely sure what to do. We do need to do the troll thing here. So I definitely will be doing that. And... did we finish production? Oh, apparently we did. Hours completed. Alright, so... walls, the library... artificers, forum, training ground... hedge mage... hedge maze, warden lodge... Alright, so I think I've completed everything that is actually, like, important. So I just want the artificers and the chapel, I think, are the two main things at this point that I want. So let's do the chapel. It adds more prestige than the others do. Wow, we get so much hirelings for security. Whew. And you know what? Screw it. Let's buy a couple more people that add a couple more people who add prestige. Let's get you that one, the Mind Striker, and you. We can get one more. One or soldier or an archer. I think we need the soldier because we've got a lot of ages and range stuff, I think. So Korgrak, whoever the hell Korgrak is the I guess like the head of the place. Okay, anyway.
Say what you want about Deerwoodans. They haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
People, because you see something there that deserves defending, even you more so because someone you trust sees it too. And you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you want to help them is gone. They're doing what they think the god's one of them. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. You weren't really fighting for all of them, though. Doing what they think the god's one of them. It's nice that they mean well, but how can organized murder be their best guess? Although, come to think of it, maybe they're just following Wydwin's example. He was purging his own long before Deerwood got the idea, only he was purging because they weren't Eothasian enough. Never thought I'd find myself missing the hospitality back home. Probably not. Alright folks, well, thank you for watching. This has been Pillars of Eternity. I, of course, have been Falcon, your host, and we will continue next time. So I will see you then. Take it easy. Have a good day. And bye-bye.